Yeah, hi guys. Just had to react to some very nice video that I saw from a channel called Final Frontier, which has like very quickly become one of my absolute favorite sources of absolutely fantastic science fiction movie knowledge. So if you like science fiction, I strongly recommend you checking the channel called Final Frontier out. I will leave a link again to his channel page on the description of this channel. And this time he talked about Rogue One and the changes they made to the film from the footage that we saw on the trailers in comparison to the final product of the film that we saw on theaters or in theaters. Sorry. So I don't know how long this video is gonna be because I could talk about Star Wars for 15 hours without ever slowing down. So this might end up becoming like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes of video. I don't know, but bear with me. He talks about the changes that we see from the trailers. There are quite a few. Some let's take them by character. Let's start with Darth Vader. There, are, if I count it right, there are like two shots that we see in the trailer that are missing from the film. The first one is with director Krennic talking to Darth Vader. I would presume that this talk took place in the Death Star. I don't know. I just got this feeling from watching the footage like 1 million times. So actually, I have two opinions on this. The first one is that uh, Darth Vader is such an iconic character in the Star Wars universe that I would watch him 50 minutes per movie without no problem. Um, the other opinion and other viewpoint that I have on it is that when we got the final film, Darth Vader's presence was there, although he wasn't on screen for that many minutes. But the plot was such that you knew that this bad dude was in the background doing some not so nice things, and I just got the feeling that what we got in the final film was the like perfect amount of Darth Vader because he showed up in a couple of very key scenes. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I would like to have seen him talking with Krennic a bit more and maybe Krennic challenging him a bit more because if you have read the book called Catalyst, which is a canon book connected like um, straight to this world film. Their Krennic is such a badass. He knows what he's doing. He knows he's in imperial terms. He knows that he's a cool dude. He knows that he's in control of stuff of things. He's a he's a very self-determined guy. And when we see him in the movies, I personally I got the feeling that he's not that. He was very easily controlled by Darth Vader, which I'm not totally surprised by because, of course, if I would meet somebody looking like Darth Vader and he was my boss, I would instantly do whatever they asked. But that's that funny thing aside. Comparing those two outings of the character like Krennic, I would like to have seen more of the book version of the character in Rogue One, because it kind of fits his profile a bit more. And those couple of scenes that he had in the film with Vader. Oh, sorry, one scene that he had with Vader was very surprising, because he didn't kind of challenge Darth Vader at all. Maybe put in a couple of words defending himself, but he didn't challenge him, because what we saw in the trailer was this fantastic scene that Krennic came up to Darth Vader and started saying like the power that we have here is unimaginable. And he was looking so forceful, even though there was the baddest of the bad dudes standing right there in front of him. So I would love to have seen more of that. And yeah, that's about Darth Vader. What I would like to add is that the final scene that we didn't see in the trailer, thank goodness, with him in the Rebel transport ship, is absolutely Star Wars gold. I'm sorry, I have to swear here. It was fucking great to see that kind of Darth Vader at last doing his thing, just mowing down people, just killing people without any regard, without any feeling, without any emotion. So that was just so freaking good, and I'm so happy that they didn't spoil that in any of the trailers. Um, then I have to talk about Saul Guerrera. Um, I didn't like Forrest Whitaker's portrayal of the character at all, and not at all. I felt it was so. I'm trying to find like good words for it. Well, I'll say this: it was so over the top that it felt like, for me at least, it felt very, very, very stupid at certain points. Or there was one key scene that I felt like he was needed to be there. But and that's the hologram scene with hologram scene with Jalen Erso. Or Galen Erso, sorry. So that was the only part where Jean was there watching the hologram of her dad, that I really felt like it added something to the general plot of the movie. So for me, when we saw the first trailer, I was like, "Yippee, Forrest Whitaker!" And then I started to listen to the dialogue which he had, and he sounded a bit, well, not so cool. Um, I guess is the word I would use. So I'm very happy that they cut down the material of his so much, because although he was on Jeddah, he was like pushing the plot along at some points nicely. I really feel that that thank goodness they didn't put him into the movie more, because, well, he accomplished his mission by being in the movie for those times that he was. So I'm so happy that they cut down on his uh, part of the movie. Um, then there was the part of the in the trailer, the part of the rebel pilots being like paraded through the streets of Jeddah. That was also cut from the final product, and I would like to see some deleted scenes with commentary about how those scenes were designed and how those scenes were thought of, what they were about, and what was their function in the story. Because the thing is that we didn't have any rebel pilots on Jeddah and in the final film, and that worked perfectly. You didn't need them there. Um, you just needed the K2SOs and Jin Erso and Captain Cassian. So um, I felt like I felt like it was good that they were cut off from the film because um, the film flowed very nicely on Jeddah. So, but still, as I said, I would like to see some like comments and maybe some explanations about how those scenes were designed to incorporate to the movie. Um, then to the character of Jean on Scaraf. Um, as we know and saw on the trailer, the ending of the movie was designed to be somewhat different. Um, so, but for me, when I was watching the movie, I watched it on theaters like 5 6 times. So the first time I was like, "Oh, this is great," and the next times I saw the movie, I was really able to like concentrate on different elements of the film and story. And I think the ending that they have on the film, on the final film now, is just perfect. With a couple of not so good deletions, or one not so good deletions, and maybe one thing I would like to have seen in the ending, which would have blown my mind completely. Um, the first one that I missed on Scaraf was the shot where Jen Erso was about to send the Death Star plans to the Rebel Alliance fleet, and she ran across the like access way of the um, satellite dish, and there was this Tie fighter came up uh, in front of her and looked like ready to shoot her with lasers. So that would have been such a great addition to the final film because remember they made such a point of it in the trailer that I think many people were waiting for the shot and many people were disappointed, including me, when the shot wasn't there. So because that would have been such a great thing, and what would have blown my mind completely would have been that Darth Vader would have exited the Tie Fighter and maybe uh, cut down Jen Erso with his lightsaber right then and there. That would have been such a great. I would have fainted from joy. Uh, and the other thing about the ending of the film that was on the in the trailers was the beach scenes that we had Cassian and Jen Erso running along the beach, and Jen Erso was carrying the Death Star plans on her person. So that would have been a nice addition to see, I think, because that looked epic. And I like epic things when we are talking about Star Wars. Man, that's like my thing. I really like epic things because Star Wars is epic, and that scene looked epic. Um, and one thing I would like to have seen, and one thing that would have like blown my mind again completely would have been that we would have had Darth Vader would show up on the beach, killing rebels with his lightsaber, with his force choke. So that would have been such a great thing. I was so disappointed that they didn't do anything like that, and um, that would have been such a great addition to the final product of the movie. But hey, you can. The movie was great, so not much about to complain. But yeah, that would have made it such a fantastic thing, such a fantastic thing. But the final thing that I want to discuss was this deletion of this this line of Jyn Erso's, which was this is a rebellion, isn't it? I rebel. So I saw some reactions to the trailer when it came out where we had that line, and some people were like, "That's the greatest line ever," and I was one of those, and some people were like, "That doesn't fit at all," and those people kind of won the day, but and nothing against those people that didn't like it, but I just felt that it gave her character some like power because it showed that she didn't care that she was confronting like authorities of the rebellion. No, 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 no. She was very much her own character that did things her own way and showed it and told it to people that I'm gonna do this my way. And I have to be honest, being a man, I like that. I like that character in a female because that gave her some power, and I like my Star Wars female characters to be powerful because we had in the original Star Wars we had Princess Leia, who was in her own right the most powerful female character of the time of 1977 and onwards. So it's nice to see Jen Erso and other characters like Mon Mothma having a bigger role, and yeah, and from The Force Awakens, of course Rey, that because she's another character that was very powerful and was very like self-aware and was um well actually I felt like Jen Urso was more of a feminine character than maybe Ray because Ray is such a powerful character that I she was just Ray. She wasn't female or male for me. She was just Ray, and that's also a sign of her power and her presence on the screen. But Jen Urso was a bit more feminine, and I liked that about her, and I like that she did things her own way, and I like that she stood up to authorities, even though they were like trying to give her orders and trying to tell her how to do things, and you couldn't do this, you couldn't do that, and she was like sorry the swearing again, but she was like fuck it. She, of course, she didn't say that out loud, but I felt like it that I'm gonna do this my way, and I don't care what you think. I'm just gonna do it. So I like that part of her character, and the line "This is a rebellion, isn't it? I rebel." that would have added some even more to his like character, to her character. Sorry, but and there was one line that I would like to discuss for about 30-40 seconds, which is that Cassian's K2SO says to Jen Erso in the trailer that the captain says, "You are a friend, I'm not gonna kill you." And that was the most funniest thing I have seen in a long while in a trailer or Star Wars movie. And I was so disappointed that it was cut from the final film, because K2SO is one of the greatest characters we ever had on a Star Wars film. Let me say that again. He's one of the greatest characters that we ever had on a Star Wars film. And to cut down on his screen time is almost a crime on my book, because his delivery of his lines was so like serious, but at the same time so comedic. So I laughed all the time when I saw him on screen, even in the more like serious scenes. I just had a big grin on my face. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe the film makers would, when the like iTunes version for me of the film is coming out in 4 weeks here in Finland where I live. So I'm really going to look for those extra features and those deleted scenes and commentaries on the deleted scenes about why was this cut, why was this left out, and why didn't it fit the story, because many of the scenes that were cut would have, in my mind, um, suited the main story of the film so perfectly. So I think that's it. Yeah, but that's my commentary on it. As I said at the start of this video was inspired by the channel The Final Frontier. So please go check him out. He does some great videos um, about Star Trek, Star Wars, and sci-fi in general. So I will leave a link to his channel page on the description of this video. So go check him out. Go support him. I'm sure that he would be happy for it. But for me, please remember to subscribe to my channel, comment, dislike, like, do all that. That's really helpful and meaningful for me. And yeah, I'm doing now like videos every day. So stay tuned for my upcoming videos, which will be movie reviews, Star Wars news, Star Wars related things, Star Trek news, Star Trek related things, and like general movie news. But stay tuned for those. Thanks for watching. Have a good night or day or morning whenever you are watching this. See you again soon. Bye bye.